Previously on My Kitchen Rules.
No!
The Queensland Urban Hippies kicked off Group 2 with a flower power menu.
It's a beautiful piece of art.
Victoria reckoned they could do better.
I'm the kind of person that's driven to win. Second place is not an option.
But they crashed at the second hurdle.
I'm really upset, and inside I'm just fuming. How could I serve raw lamb?
The jockey's fallen off. The horse has actually been put down.
Only 1 point separates Kelly and Ash from Mal and Beck. But that 1 point means Team Victoria is currently in last place. Tonight, the competition toughens up with the two cops from Tasmania.
Please, don't move!
And they pull out the stops to impress their guests.
Still got a lot to do. I know. Oh gosh, I'm nearly shaking. I'm so nervous.
But whilst it succeeds with some,
Wonderful. You taught me something tonight.
others are sharpening their knives.
I don't really think that was a very enjoyable meal.
I think Kelly and Ash had definitely got a game plan.
This is a competition. Someone is going to be eliminated and it's getting pretty close to that point.
Would you prefer to have good food in front of your plate or progress to the next round in the competition?
Tonight, the competition moves to the Apple Aisle, where two friends from the suburbs of Hobart are soon to open the doors to their instant restaurant.
Pancetta feta, don't need the sage. Cheese.
We're absolutely stoked that we're representing Tasmania.
Too easy, done.
No getting mad at me today.
No.
We have to remain calm.
Yes.
We're in this competition because it's something completely different to our everyday lives.
Okay, so you have to promise me to stay friends at the end of the day.
Yes.
Good.
Which shouldn't be a problem for these two, who are used to having each other's backs.
Please, don't move!
Hi, I'm Esther.
And I'm her best friend, Ali.
And we're police officers from Tasmania. I'm a first-class constable. Keep your hands up in the air.
I currently work as a detective in the fraud squad.
Please, open the door!
Being a police officer can be very stressful and tiring at times, and so every chance we get, we will get out and surround ourselves with food.
Oh, they're so fresh.
Amazing.
Esther is definitely the boss in the kitchen.
Got to be honest in the kitchen.
Esther gets mad.
Something doesn't come together right.
Yeah, but
Say
you
it.
always take it out on me. And then I get upset.
You take things personally. And then you've got to manage Ali.
We are damn good home cooks.
Put us in the kitchen.
And we're a force to be reckoned with. I really hope that we get at least a couple of points more than the other teams have, and then we can sort of relax for the next couple of dinner parties as well.
Esther and Ali have less than 6 hours to get everything they need before the guests arrive at their instant restaurant.
I hope the scallops are good.
So do I. Food for us, it's just a way that we socialise. Either I'm cooking and Esther's in the kitchen chatting to me, or she's cooking and I'm there chatting to her.
I can't imagine life without food. I love eating it, I love talking about it, I love reading about it. It's a way to keep the friendship fun and not always be cop 24/7.
Good, how are you?
Ellie and Esther, they've got the upper hand being police women. I think they'll be really good under pressure.
We're after some scallops.
Sure. These ones are from Bass Strait.
Tonight for entree, we are having seared Tasmanian scallops with cheddar arancini. Tassie scallops are absolutely fantastic. They're probably the best from around Australia and we just can't get enough of them.
Esther, that is entree. There's no mention of sauce on the scallop. I hope there would be a sauce. Even something simple, but something there.
It'd be nice just to have positive feedback from the first course. Like I would just to put us at ease a bit. Got the vintage and the extra tasty, so I think we'll try both. As part of our menu tonight, we're going to have cheddar arancinis. Traditionally, they are done with mozzarella, but I really want it to be a bit of a strong kick of flavour, so they'll just melt through and be really gooey and yummy.
The strange combination here for me is the cheddar, which is quite sharp, and beautiful, subtle, sweet scallops. I don't think it will work.
Morning.
Good morning, how are we today?
Good, how are you?
Thank you.
I'm after some pork.
Well, what sort would you like? It's nice.
That backstrap. Tonight for main course, we are serving a free-range pork saltimbocca with a creamy polenta and a rich white wine jus. It's quite long, isn't it?
If they use a really lean cut, they've got to be very careful they don't overcook it, otherwise it'll become dry.
As Esther and Ali head home, fellow Tasmanians, Melanie and James, share some words of advice.
Make sure you're organised on the night, use that time the best you can, and use as much fantastic Tasmanian produce as you can.
Dairy.
I don't have any particular expectations on what Esther and Ali can produce.
But as police, you might expect donuts for dessert.
The girls now only have 1 hour to get their instant restaurant ready before the 3-hour cooking countdown begins.
Cool. The name of our instant restaurant is Astali, because Esther and Ali. Get it?
And then flip. Tonight, we want to take people back to the 1950s, have that really elegant and formal feel. I think class is just the effect we're after. So this will all be fine dining sort of feel. I'd love to take it up a notch. I think we can do a better job than the other teams have done so far.
Esther!
Yeah? We can start cooking. 3 hours is here. I'm so nervous and excited. It's game on.
Are we ready for this?
I like that. Esther, Taz, Ali, Taz.
You need to get your raspberry thing started?
Yeah, I need to get the sponge now. Yep. Esther's great with savouries, so she's cooking the entree and main tonight.
And Ellie will be doing the dessert because she's awesome at that. I think we're a great team together.
Tonight for dessert, we are serving raspberry miroir with a raspberry coulis and King Island cream. Miroir means mirror in French, which refers to the raspberry jelly topping on top of the cake. It kind of looks like a mirror, I guess.
If they're using a French term on the dessert, and if they think they're going to get extra points for that, they're wrong.
My dessert tonight actually has 3 layers. Each layer is quite difficult. It really needs my full attention. There's the sponge base, then the raspberry mousse in the middle, and then the raspberry jelly topping. The first thing I need to do is make the sponge cake base. While that's cooking, I get straight on to making the mousse for the middle of the dessert. I need to puree some raspberries.
God, I hope everyone loves this as much as I do.
Add the raspberry puree to the custard and also some raspberry liqueur. I also put some gelatin into the mixture as well.
It's really hard to work with gelatin because you just put another 2 grams in the recipe and the whole thing is completely wrong. Could be risky.
I'm just putting the food rings over the sponge now.
The mousse is actually set in the food presentation rings, and then I pour the mousse over the top of that, and then it goes in the fridge to set.
Awesome.
I really need this mousse to set right. If it doesn't, I'm stuffed. We don't have a dessert.
Okay, so you've got the dessert under control?
Yep,
awesome. I'm going to get started on the arancini, get the rice undercooked.
Okay.
I personally think the scallops should go quite well with the arancini. Arancini is a crispy fried risotto ball, and so I need to prepare the risotto mix first. I've just got finely diced onion and bacon. That just sautés off, and then this mixes straight through the rice. Now I'm just going to add the Parmesan cheese, which is awesome. It tastes, it's got a great bite to it. I absolutely love cheese. Tasmania produces some amazing cheeses, so I think it's quite fitting to put what I love and what Tasmania does well in our meals tonight. I'll sit it in the fridge now to cool before I roll the balls.
Esther's friends buy her cheese for her birthday instead of chocolate. That's how much she loves it.
Oh, God. That gets me nervous, watching that, countdown.
I'm going through the wine bottles and I noticed that I've forgotten the champagne, and I didn't really want to tell Ali at first. We haven't got any champagne.
They didn't send us any?
No, because I forgot to put it on. It's my fault.
I was devastated when I heard that Esther didn't get the champagne.
What if we serve them all a ginger beer on arrival in a champagne glass? That would be really nice.
Yeah. I'd prefer champagne, but anyway, it'll do. It'll be fine.
Ginger beer is not champagne.
This is the cubes of cheddar that'll go inside the arancini.
If you're going to use a cheese to go with the arancini, I wouldn't use cheddar. I'd probably use something like mozzarella.
Roll twice to get a good coat on it.
The guests will be here in half an hour. We're not even dressed yet, and there's still so much to do.
Where's the Chardonnay, Esther?
Under the table.
We've got 15 minutes to go.
Yep, awesome. I need 10 to chuck on my dress.
Awesome, let's go.
Upstairs?
Yep, we're getting dressed. Let's do it.
It's great.
With 10 minutes left on the clock, we grab our dresses and just bolt upstairs to get changed.
Organised?
Yeah. Ginger beers.
Come on, hot ones are in there. Oh, can opener's attached to the...
I know. I know that doorbell. It's going to go off any second.
Yeah, very excited.
Oh, you open. Oh, cool. Yes, efficiency. Cool, they come. It's good. This door's going to be shut. They won't see this mess.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, the guests are here.
It's like, quick, give me the tray. Let's go. Do it.
All right. We'll be right.
Coming up, Esther and Ali's menu creates heat in the dining room.
I just said that.
Possibly they need to protect themselves from the competition.
And a battle over scallop roe
No, it's going to cut that off.
Is that really what you want to do?
brings it to the boil.
So you don't know if you don't like it.
I'm so confused. Do it.
All right.
In Tasmania, the doors of Esther and Ali's instant restaurant are about to swing open.
Nice to see you.
Care for a drink?
Absolutely.
Have a Gillespie's ginger beer. It's delicious.
It's an interesting arrival drink. Martini would have been nice.
Being in the police force, maybe doing the responsible service of alcohol thing and, upholding the law.
No worries. Enjoy.
I don't know if ginger beer is elegant. Neither are we, though. No, it's true. It fitted as well.
First impression of the room when we're walking in is it looks stunning, crisp, with an elegant old world charm to it all.
Looks gorgeous. It's my kind of room.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Very classy. At this point, I'm thinking, gee, we're up against some pretty tough competition.
Seeing the table and the setup, I think they've definitely raised the bar, and it's just confirming
These are the girls to beat. Yeah.
We would prefer if we can serve your alcohol this evening, and if we notice that your glass is empty, we will endeavour to top it up straight away.
It's a little bit overambitious, hoping that they could wait on us all night as well as tend to the kitchen.
We'll be back shortly.
They've just announced that, and my glass of wine's still empty.
Yeah, true.
Who needs a drink?
Should we self-serve?
Are you going to get wine? I don't think we're allowed to.
They said that they wanted to wait on us hand and foot, and then just get up and get your own is sort of, I don't know, kicking them in the teeth, isn't it?
Still got a lot to do, Trey. We have to decide roe on, roe off. The orange-coloured roe on the scallop is the reproductive system. It's got a really strong salty flavour. On the mainland, they always cut the roe off. Tasmanians leave them on. If you go to a restaurant here, the roe's always on. But we've got a mainland crowd, don't we? Yeah. Oh, God, this is hard. Ready? Yeah. The expert judges arriving is far more nerve-wracking than everyone else. Hi!
Good evening.
Welcome. Hello. Hi, Pete. We have a ginger beer here.
Love
Gillespie's ginger beer, something sweet to start us off.
Thank you. I'm not posh, but a little glass of bubbly would be nice, you know.
Especially Tasmanian.
Come in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello, bonsoir.
My expectations from Tasmania is we're going to get some great produce. The girls seem pretty confident after the last 2 dinners. Thank you. I think they're going to set the bar pretty high.
I can't wait to see if these cops can cook.
Thank you. See you soon.
I see cheese in the entree, I see more cheese in the main, the creamy polenta, and then you've got a King Island cream for dessert. So for me, it looks a bit heavy off reading the menu initially.
The most obvious mistake is definitely no vegetables. Carbs and meat, carbs and meat.
I heard a few comments. They're like, yeah, Tassie scallops, I'm happy. Yeah, cool. Even Alex went, yeah, awesome.
I'm excited because I was hoping to see some kind of seafood. I know they have good scallops in Tasmania, so I'm a little intrigued as to how it's going to go with the cheddar arancini.
It's a combination I've never seen or tasted before. What do you think about the scallops, Tasmanian scallops generally? Whenever I've seen them, they've had the roe on. Are you expecting to have the roe on?
No, I'd just get them to cut that off.
What's that?
I don't like it on there. I'd prefer the scallops to be served without the roe, just because that's what I'm used to. I've never seen it in any restaurant in WA with the roe on.
Really?
No.
So you don't know if you don't like it?
Can I have a show of hands? Who would like their scallops with the roe off? Interesting.
I personally would have the roe off for the scallops because I'm not a huge seafood fan.
Ali, what are we deciding about the roe? Have a look at them. We're cutting them off, are we? Yeah. Is that really what you want to do? I'm so confused. We want to serve it how we like it, and we eat the roe on, and we enjoy the scallops like that. I think that's the animal as it should be.
It's your dish. You decide. I can't make the decision for you.
So you've never had the roe of a scallop before?
Yeah, I had one. I had a deep fried one at the fish and chip shop.
Yeah, it's sacrilege, big time.
We would never order it.
And we dipped it in tomatoes.
Oh, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, you guys, yeah.
Security.
I don't think they were big enough. I don't think they looked presentable enough with them just being round and white. I think it adds a prettiness to the dish, and it's their choice if they want to cut it off. It's like getting a rack of lamb.
Leave it on.
Heaps of fat on the meat. You cut the fat off if you don't want the fat.
Yep, leave it on.
I think we should definitely go with our gut instinct. You do want to please people.
You boys want to be waiters? You reckon?
Bill was getting pretty thirsty. Decided to take one for the team and serve everyone some drinks.
I saw that there were certain people around the table that had empty glasses, and I felt it was my duty to...
I heard the dryness in your mouth. It was...
Schooner of Chardonnay, anyone?
If you make a commitment of a fine dining experience where you're going to be waited on hand and foot and it doesn't happen, you know, that's a bit of a letdown.
I'm frying the arancini balls, and Esther starts on the scallops.
Oh, listen to that sizzle. The scallops, they're seasoned. They'll only take 3 minutes in the pan to cook. Definitely feeling the heat in the kitchen now. Good colour on the scallops now. Good. We want the cheese to be gooey inside the arancini.
And we don't want to serve people cold food.
It smells delicious, and I'm hoping they taste good too. Just check that the roe is fanning out on all of them. We're plating up. We've left the roe on the scallops. It was a really, really hard decision, and I hope it was the right one. I really want the judges to love this. Right, let's go.
Next, have our Tasmanian team insulted the judges.
I'm French. I don't know if you know that.
I'm sort of offended by that.
After 4 hours in the kitchen, Esther and Ali are ready to serve their first course.
Awesome, they're looking good.
Arancini balls with Tasmanian scallops.
Yeah, let's go. Entree is served. Walking into the dining room with our entree menu.
Thank you.
I was most concerned about that damn arancini ball rolling all over the plate.
Thank you.
Oh, these little buggers.
Esther and Ali bring out the plate with the roe on the scallop. Thank you. And I'm just horrified.
Watching Manu, I noticed straight away that he ate the roe with the scallop. I'm feeling so petrified because food is such an important part of my life.
Esther and Ali, the scallops, they're so lovely. They're cooked to perfection and it's got beautiful caramelization there.
I love how you've kept the roe on the scallop, which is, for me, the only way to serve Tasmanian scallops. The roe is part and parcel of it. It's like having a burger without the bun.
Where's the sauce? I'm French. I don't know if you know that. And I love sauce, and I think every dish should have a sauce. The arancini, a little bit dry for my liking.
Flavour-wise, the disappointment for me is the arancini. All I can taste is cheese. It's very overpowering, I think, for the scallops. I'm sort of offended by that taste because I've got the scallop still lingering. I've got this. I'm like, go away, I want the scallop back. The scallops is what saved you, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. You happy?
Damn! Cheese, man, cheese. It's going to do me in, isn't it?
Are you eating your roe over there?
Not really, no.
Have you tried?
Yeah, I did try it. I just find it kind of salty. It just doesn't do anything for me.
It was a bit salty and I was looking for a drink of water.
Saw some roe getting cut off a few scallops. It was a bit disappointing. It adds that extra flavour to a scallop, I think.
I'm a seafood, what is it?
Purist?
Purist, so yeah, any seafood, I love it by itself.
Ash, you're not eating your arancini?
Yeah, I think that arancini ball was too dry. I struggled actually getting through it.
I think Ash maybe not finishing his meal is a bit of a protest and maybe a message to everybody that, you know, if he doesn't like something, he won't finish it.
Oh, I thought I was going to drop them all. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. He pretty much hasn't touched it. He's cut it in half.
I think Kelly and Ash have definitely got a game plan.
Because they are still at the bottom of the leaderboard.
But at the end of the day, it's not like we served a raw arancini ball. I reckon Ash did it because I didn't eat any of his raw meat last night.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
With their entree now behind them, Esther focuses on the main course, while Ali gets to work on making the top layer of her three-tiered dessert.
Can I use this pot? I need to get the jelly toppings on my desserts. So I had to get some water on the boil and get my raspberry puree, liqueur and gelatin ready to go in the pot. Oh, it smells unreal. I just hope that the really beautiful raspberry flavour comes through. This process is really difficult because if you put too much gelatin in it, it just goes really rock hard and it doesn't taste so good.
So what do you expect about the main course?
Why is it jump in the mouth?
In Italian, saltimbocca is a loose translation for jump in the mouth.
So is it an Italian dish?
It is,
And how do we know what else is in this?
I'll actually defer to Kerry because Kerry is a saltimbocca expert and fan, so...
The way I cook it is to have very, very thin slices of veal with a bit of prosciutto and a sage leaf and pan-fried in butter and then finish with a little bit of white wine.
The main course tonight of pork saltimbocca is highly influenced by my nonna and my family. It's been passed down for generations. Once the meat is melted and flat, I've then got to place a piece of pancetta, a little bit of feta and the sage leaves, pin it together with a skewer. That's what my nonna does and it tastes fantastic. The polenta is the tricky part for this dish.
You grate some parmesan for me?
I do put parmesan cheese in for a bit of tang.
That'll be plenty, I reckon.
Is that heaps?
At the most inconvenient time, Pete enters the kitchen.
How are we going, girls?
Hi, how you going?
How you going?
Thank you. Tell us about the pork, because I want to know what you put in there.
We have the backstrap fillet of pork, and there's just a small bit of cheese to give it the gooiness.
And what type of cheese is this?
We've used an Australian feta.
A feta cheese, okay. I'm taken back a little bit, but I'm willing to be educated if it works.
But the cheese in this dish is meant to be quite subtle.
So you've got feta in the pork and you've got parmesan in the polenta?
Yep.
Well, it's a cheese night tonight then, is it?
Apparently.
Pete put a lot of doubt in my mind when he was in the kitchen.
He put a doubt in my mind when he said more cheese.
You cook the scallops to perfection. Let's hope you can do the same with the pork, okay?
Let's hope so. Thank
you.
Looking good. Careful, careful, careful behind you.
It's time to plate up. Putting on some white wine jus and some crispy sage for a garnish. Getting the final touches on and then she's done, eh? I'm just really hope I make my nonna proud with this dish.
Which one's for Pete and Moon then?
This end, because they were warmest.
Next,
You look scared.
more than just the main is served.
Would you prefer to have good food in front of your plate or progress to the next round in the competition?
In Hobart, our two Tassie cops are about to serve their main course of pork saltimbocca.
Main is served, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Smells delicious.
Wow.
We placed the main meal in front of the judges and I noticed they do lean over and I'm hoping good smells are coming from it.
I'm really nervous for Esther at the moment, particularly after Pete's comments of cheese.
Esther and Ali, you look scared. And I like it because usually policewomen scare me. Now, what part of the pork did you use?
I used the back strap of the pork.
Which is a little bit drier than if you would have used a fillet of pork.
When the dishes first came out, I was surprised at how simple it was. The thing that caught my eye, though, is that there's no vegetables. And if we go back to the entree as well, there was not really any salad or vegetables except a couple of rocket leaves. And I thought we would have received them with this, which is a bit of a letdown for the dish.
Cheese, feta cheese? Well, the cheese didn't work with the entree. But it worked with this. Give a bit of a creaminess and saltiness. I think it helps with the moisture.
I'm really happy with the flavour combination. It works. The feta cheese I was so worried about, but it's salty and it's a flavour explosion. It's delicious.
Yeah, you know what? I like it. Bon appétit.
Thank you.
Oh God, one more down. I knew vegetables was always going to be an issue. I would always serve a salad with that at home if I like the taste.
Yeah, it's good.
Yay, good flavour combinations, yay.
Great flavour. Great flavour. I've never seen saltimbocca cooked with feta inside, but I'm exactly like Esther. You can't have too much cheese. Bring it on.
Like, the bits that are good are really good, and the other bits are pretty average.
I don't think it's the right cut of meat at all. For me, it's way too dry. Really dry. My taste, anyway.
For me, the dish misses on a few key elements. The pork's way too tough. The polenta is pretty much tasteless.
Personally, I don't really think that was a very enjoyable meal.
What are your thoughts about the dessert then?
I don't know what the individual raspberry mirror is like, but it better be pretty good, I think.
So you're hoping they've got a good dessert or you're hoping they've got a bad dessert?
I honest to God, I hope every dish is an amazing dish. I honestly do.
Being on the bottom, I suppose there'd be some inkling at the back of their head that possibly they need to protect themselves in the competition.
Would you prefer to have good food in front of your plate or progress to the next round in the competition?
I just said that. I just answered. I said, if all the food was gone off my plate, I'd be happy.
If I was on the bottom of the leaderboard, like Kelly and Ash, to be honest, I'd be hoping for a meltdown. Wouldn't you?
What do you reckon? God, I hope they're set.
Ali is finally ready to remove her three-tiered desserts from their moulds.
It's awesome how they're going to notice the effort that's gone into this.
I'm praying that they're going to come out of the moulds. So I'm getting stressed right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm nearly shaking. I'm so nervous.
One of them, I'm like pushing up, trying to get it out, and it just wasn't going anywhere.
It's completely stuck in there. I just can't get it.
And then I pushed it up, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this isn't going to work.
Hello again.
Oh gosh. Hi.
And as soon as I walked in, complete silence. Looks beautiful. Are you're not confident, are you?
No, I think it'll taste amazing. I hope so.
I'm thinking, please just don't touch anything. Just go away.
So what have we got here?
Oh, that one I'm in the process of doing.
And there's one halfway up of the mold, and I just went to grab it, and she just went, no, don't touch it. So coming out, is it?
Oh. Be careful.
I can't touch it.
No, it'll be fine. We'll get it out, yeah.
All right. Can't wait. See you later.
Next,
I'm struggling with this one.
has Ali's dessert come unstuck?
Damn it.
In Hobart, Tasmania, it's taken Ali over 6 hours to prepare her multi-layered dessert.
God, I hope everyone loves this as much as I do.
But despite all her hard work, the raspberry miroir has stuck to the moulds.
The sponge base is just not sitting right. The other ones, I decided just to sit them in their moulds on the plate. And it's funny because then I took them off and they just slid right out. Oh, that one comes up. Check out that. I should have just not stressed so much and just waited.
Look at that.
See, that's how they usually work. I should have just let them sit on the plate for a minute. Stressing for nothing. Nearly done. All the desserts are plated up. I finish off with some grated chocolate on the top. I'm just hoping the texture's right, the consistency's right, and that they just taste good. Fantastic. Dessert is served. Walking out to the dining room, I'm feeling really nervous. I didn't want to let Esther down.
Thank you.
My first impression is, well, it's huge. It's a pretty enormous dessert to be placed in front of us.
This is the most scary moment that I've had in the competition. My heart was beating so fast.
Esther and Ali, or shall I say Ali? As beautiful as the cream is, it's far too strong for the dessert. It just takes over.
I'm standing there thinking, oh my gosh, we're gone.
I've said it before. I don't have a sweet tooth. Might be changing though. The mousse itself has got a nice acidity to it. It's the right flavour combination or right ratio of berries to cream.
Yum. It's light, it's creams raspberry, it's fantastic. A lot of people make a lot of mistake with gelatin and this is just set right.
This is the one dish tonight that there's been a lot of love put into. It's technically harder, I think, than all the other dishes put together. It's a great dessert. You know, Ali should be very proud.
It's nice to finish a meal with something like this, so thank you. Bon appétit!
Enjoy. I'll give you a big hand. Oh, I can't take my shoes off. Oh, good. Fantastic. Relief. We're done.
Our main thing going in today was that we would stay calm and do what we came here to do. And we've done that.
Cheers.
And we've stayed best friends.
So you're enjoying it, Holly?
Yeah, I love it. It reminds me of the kind of thing you get in like a French patisserie. It's really well done and it tastes really good and I'll probably finish this. I know it's big, my little guts, but I'll eat it.
I'm not sure what's on the bottom, but when I cut into it, it's a sponge, which is a little disappointing. Some sort of a shortbready or a crunchy style base would have really added some texture.
It's nice. There's just something lacking, maybe in the mousse component of it, maybe a little bit artificially flavoured.
I get the feeling that people are looking for reasons to not be happy with the food.
But yeah, the mousse is just not quite fresh enough.
I think people are starting to realise, okay, this is a competition. Someone is going to be eliminated and it's getting pretty close to that point.
Esther and Ali's fate now rests in the hands of their guests. Each team will critique their 3-course meal, then score the instant restaurant out of 10.
The entree was very much a mixed bag, beautiful scallops.
There was nothing fresh for me, and you know I love my vegetables.
The cheese flavour of the arancini ball was too much for me. I wasn't that impressed by the way it all fit together. The main, a little bit plain for me. Could have done with some grains as well.
Too much meat, not enough veg, and a little bit overcooked.
Heaps of flavour, just not enough
Great
sauce for me.
My favourite part was definitely the dessert. I thought it was executed beautifully. The consistency around the table and the way they plated it up, I thought it looked pretty specky.
The mousse, maybe it had a little bit too much tartness. It was just lacking something.
Tonight we're going to give Esther and Ali a 7 out of 10. You have to give credit where it's due, and dessert was an absolute winner.
We give Esther and Ali a 7 out of 10.
I would definitely say that Esther and Ali's meal's been the best so far.
Tonight we'll give Esther and Ali a 6 out of 10. Entree for me didn't quite work. The main was probably my least favourite dish of the night.
Tonight we score Esther and Ali a 5.
This was quite heavy food and very different to what we would ever eat.
Tonight we give Esther and Ali a 6 out of 10. I think it's important to look at the quality of food in all 3 courses, not be influenced by the dessert.
Hold my hand.
I'm so nervous about our scores. I really admire these judges and I don't want them to walk away from a Starley with a bad taste in their mouth.
It's been a grueling day for our two Tassie cops, Esther and Ali. From a lacklustre entree to an out-of-this-world dessert.
I like it.
But have the best friends done enough to beat Kelly and Ash's score of 70 and be safe from elimination?
Thoughts are just going crazy in my head right now. I have no idea how these scores are going to go.
I'm not really feeling threatened by tonight's instant restaurant.
I think it's going to be pretty close, though.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Esther and Ali, the guest teams have given you a combined score of 31 out of 50.
That's the same score that Kelly and Ash received, and that puts us on par at this stage.
Esther and Ali, for entree, Tasmanian scallop with cheddar arancini. There's one thing I really appreciated on that plate is the way you cook the scallops. But everything else was a letdown.
The cheddar cheese in the arancini wasn't a great combination. The thing that brought it up, however, was a scallop. So for that, I'm scoring you a 6.
I'll give you a 5.
I just got a little bit of a jolt when he said 5.
It's always a wake-up call, you know. It's like, whoa.
I was obviously upset. I don't want to serve a 5 for a meal.
For mine, pork chantilly with creamy polenta and white wine jus. I believe you didn't use the right cut of meat. Fillet tenderloin would have been much better.
Not enough sauce meant the dish ended up a bit dry. Flavour combination was wonderful. I was surprised, especially by putting feta in there. I wasn't expecting that, and you taught me something tonight.
The combination of the cheese and the pancetta, I just loved it. So it didn't quite jump in my mouth, but it was good enough. So for this, I give you a 7.
Overall, it was a just above average dish. So that's why I can only score you a 6.
In my head, I'm thinking, Esther, smile, that's a good score. But I guess I was still focused on the previous scores that I wasn't very happy with.
Individual raspberry miroir and King Island cream. I thought that the cream was overpowering. That's all a negative for me. It looked pretty. The thickness of the miroir was just perfect.
That, for me, was the best dish on the menu tonight. Perhaps you need to have more of an input into the menu next time, Elliot.
It's a dessert that I had on my menu, and I'll put it again. And for that reason, I give you a 9.
I'm scoring you an 8. Well done.
I'm thinking, you ripper. But then it all went out the window and I had no idea where the score was at that point.
That gives you a grand total score of 72, which puts you in the lead, 1 point ahead of Mal and Beck.
I'm going to cry now. Well, should I am? It's awesome.
It is a good score, and I think the tears of emotion were definitely happy tears and tears of relief. And it shows us that we can do this. And I think that was a great recognition to receive.
She looked after me tonight.
Esther and Ali have knocked Mal and Beck from their top spot by just 1 point. 1 point is also all that's keeping Kelly and Ash in last place.
Esther and Ali, thank you for a wonderful evening. See you in New South Wales.
Thank you very much. Bonsoir.
Esther and Ali created some great food tonight. They work quite independently of each other, but if they can combine Esther's passion with Ali's precision, these girls will be a force to be reckoned with.
Thanks very much for coming, guys. I hope you had a good evening. Congratulations. Devastated.
Absolutely devastated if we're the first to go. You know, if we packed our bags and we didn't get another opportunity to cook, gutted.
guys. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah.
We're the next ones that are going to be serving a meal, so it does hit you, and I was a little bit nervous at first, but also excited.
I think a number of the teams in this competition may be underestimating the boys from New South Wales, and I think that might be their technique to sneak through under the radar.
Hi.
We're aiming for 72 or better, really. Why not?
80 would be nice.
80 would be good.
We're not on the bottom. We're on the top. I know. Oh my God.
Next time on My Kitchen Rules.
Have you got candles on there?
No, I don't have candles.
Have you got napkins on there?
No, I do not. I can see things invariably being forgotten.
Is there anything else you can think of that's supposed to be in this cheesecake before you whip it?
Cream?
Bit of cream.
Yeah.
Will New South Wales fly high?
It's definitely not what I was expecting from a couple of blokes.
Or are the boys in for a spot of turbulence?
What did you do to the leg?